Hi friends, so today we're going to start a new project and we already just talked about what positive traits are, positive words, right? And then we also reviewed color and we talked about patterns. So we're going to use all of those in our work today. You're going to need a piece of paper, hopefully some markers, or you can use colored pencils or crayons. Hopefully you have a Sharpie or a black marker and a pencil, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this to the side for now. The first thing we want to do is draw our heart for the middle. Okay, so we want to draw kind of a big heart. So I'm going to draw with pencil first. I draw a heart by going up in a hill and bringing it back. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Awesome, and I already did my heart. If I think that's big enough, I can go and continue. I actually think I want to go a little bigger, so I'm going to flip it over and go a little bigger, just to show you. If you wanted to just use something like that, you can stay with that one. If you want to go a little bigger, you can go a little bigger. There we go. So now that my heart's done, before I move on, I'm going to start at the edge here, and I'm going to make a wavy line. Okay? So we want to make wavy lines. And then I can come up, make a little space, and do more wavy lines. It doesn't matter how many wavy lines you do, just know that you're going to do the color wheel in these lines. So if you only have 4, you might want to add a couple more so you could do at least 6 wavy lines. Okay. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7's going to work. I'll just have to add an extra color in. But you can do more than 7 too. You can do as many wavy lines as you want. And the next thing I want to do is I want to pick a positive trait that really means something to me. What is something that I do that I think really is a positive trait of myself? And what I put on my other one is honest, because I think I'm a very honest person. I always tell the truth. And so I could come in and write honest. Now I want you to pick a word that means something a lot. Something to you, right? Something very important to you, right? You could put loving, caring, maybe you're intelligent, something positive about yourself. We all have really positive things about ourselves. So I want you to come in and talk about positive things about yourself. So the next thing I'm doing is I am tracing over my heart with Sharpie. And then I'm going to start tracing over all of my lines. So I'm going to take a minute to trace over all of my lines. Awesome, so now I'm done tracing over all of my pencil lines. And the next thing I want to start with is the heart. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a really cool trick. So I'm going to get out 2 colors of like pink. You can get a lighter color and a darker color. Or you can get like 2 different colors, it's up to you. So I'm going to come in and I'm actually going to just color my heart with this color first. So let me do that. Okay, so now that I finished coloring in my heart with this light pink, I'm going to take my darker pink and I'm just going to do the outline. So you can do it as thick as you want. You can do it thin. It's up to you, but I'm just going to come here. One thing you also could do is you can trace over your word if you want to. I'm not going to, but you can also trace over your word with the darker marker. Okay, so now that I've traced this, here's the cool trick I learned. So instead of using watercolors, because I know some of us don't have watercolors at home, something you could do is get out a little bit of water in a glass and a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, you can use a cotton swab. But I'm going to just dip in my brush in the water, and I'm going to come to the 2 lines, and I'm just going to start blending them with water, just like I would with watercolor. If you have watercolors, you can use watercolors. It's up to you. I suggest that you try this because it's really fun, and I had never done it before, but I think it's a really cool thing to do if you don't have supplies, right? Is to try new things and new ways of creating art. So once you blend it in, and you guys can definitely blend it in more than me, the more water you add, the more it's going to blend in. So if you want to add more water, you can. I'm going to skip that just for the sake of time. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get out colored markers, okay? But you're going to get out the colors of the color wheel. So our primaries are yellow, blue, and red. So here are my primaries, and then I can get out my secondaries, which are green, violet, and orange. And then if you need an extra color, you can get a tertiary. So tertiaries would be like a primary plus a secondary, right? So blue plus green would be like a blue-green, which would be kind of like, sorry, I'm trying to pull it out, this color, right? Like a blue-green, okay? But it's up to you if you don't have those colors. If you have too many squiggles here, just see if you can find colors in the color wheel to fill those. So now that I have my colors, I can start making the color wheel. So I'm going to start off with my primaries, and I'm just doing this quickly. So yellow, then I'm going to skip one, do another primary, blue, and then I'm going to skip one and do red, right here. And that kind of came out as an orange. Yeah, no, I think it's red. It works. And oh no, look, and now I have like two that are close here. So let me show you what you'll do with that in a minute. So just leave those like that. Then I'm going to do yellow plus blue equals green. So I'm going to add green. And then once I'm done with my green, blue plus red equals violet. So I'm going to color this one violet or purple. And I'm just coloring this quickly, so I want you to really take your time and color nicely. And then red plus yellow equals orange, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put orange here. And then what I'm going to do when I'm finished is add another color, and I'll show you what color I'm going to do. Another cool thing you could do is add markers on top of each other if you don't have the color. So right now, yellow plus orange equals yellow-orange, right? So I'm going to get a very, very light yellow or orange. If I feel like this yellow isn't orange enough, I can always add an orange on top. The only thing is, if you're mixing colors with markers, make sure you always start with the lightest color first. Okay, because if not, then it'll get in the light color and it'll mess up the marker. So then I added that color. And now I have my color wheel. Awesome. So if you had done more wavy lines, you can also do other tertiaries, like yellow and green make yellow-green, green and blue make blue-green, blue and violet make blue-violet, right? Okay, so you get to just fill in as many as you can. And now that you're finished, all you have to do is come in these empty spots and you're going to add in pattern, okay? And guys, we've really talked about pattern before, so I know you guys understand what we're talking about. The last thing I want to mention to you is we're only going to do the patterns with black or a dark color. Okay, we're not going to color all of this. We're just coloring the patterns with black. Okay, you can do gray too. So then there's my pattern, and I could come in and color each other box like a checkerboard, right? I'm not going to finish it because I want to show you other stuff. So I could come in and do other stuff like hearts. That's a pattern. Okay, over here I could do diagonal lines. Right? I could do so many things. I could do polka dots and then color them in black if I wanted to. I can just come up with as many patterns as I can. Now, if I'm pretty sure that you're not going to finish the patterns today because it did take a long time for me. So you don't have to finish this today. We will work on it again next week, but I want you to work for the entire class and then see how far you can get. Please take your time. I want to see everybody at a 3 or a 4. Okay, you guys can do this. This is awesome, and I'm so excited for you guys to do this project. Okay, go ahead and get started.